She also facilitated the establishment of the Knowledge Technology Transfer Office and the Mindanao Center for Resiliency at MSU IIT. She was also the project lead of the EU and British Council supported CSO Seed Business and Investment Readiness Program, extending the university's outreach to conflict-affected communities and helping incubate social enterprises for peace and development. Our reactor earned her BS degree in physics from Mindanao State University and the University of the Philippines. And yes, currently the Vice Chancellor for Research and Extension. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Dr. Jinky Bornales.
So I would like to confine my response to Developing Center of Excellence in Engineering and connect it to the talk of Dr. Karim earlier. To develop Center of Excellence in Engineering is not a linear task, and it will never be a linear task. With the emergence of Industry 4.0, or what we know as the Fourth Industrial Revolution, we need to be more aggressive in putting things into its proper place. From the presentation of Dr. Karim, there are 4 things that I would like to emphasize. The first one is on STEM courses. Of course, nobody would push all those technologies and programs or embrace those programs of DOST without engineers and competent scientists. Now, the Young Innovators program of the DOST is really a good program. It is very important to reach our young minds and our young generation and help them become trailblazers in the STEM fields. Otherwise, we will end up reskilling our future workforce in the STEM fields. There will be a never-ending reskilling. It is my hope that there will be more participants from Visayas and Mindanao in the coming years to the Young Innovators program. I was once a judge of this, and there are very, very few numbers coming from Visayas and Mindanao. Now, in this era of what we call a knowledge-based, innovation-based economy, Industry 4.0, there are 4 skills-related challenges that industries and academic institutions will face. One of these is upskilling, reskilling. The other one is mindset and continuous learning. And among the 4, I would say mindset is relatively difficult. And this brings me to my second point, on qualification of faculty members. We talk about the different programs of the DOST, but if we don't have competent and qualified faculty members, takers of all those, then it's still futile, I would say. Jack Ma, co-founder of Alibaba, once said, unless we change our education system, our children and even our children's children cannot compete with robots. But how can we, if we don't have enough qualified manpower to do the job? How can we help build a mindset of trailblazers and innovators? There are 1,906 higher education institutions in the entire Philippines and 112 state universities, and out of these 112 state universities and colleges. And the total number of faculty members is around 135,000. And out of these 135,000, only 14% have PhD degrees, roughly around 19,000. To address the gap, the DOST has several programs. We have the ERDT, the ASTART, the Accelerated Science and Technology Human Resource Development, as well as the DOST-Philippines Scientist Program. And I would say that MSU IIT, or the Mindanao State University Iligan Institute of Technology, is one beneficiary of all these programs. And I would say it makes a big difference. In fact, 2 of our Balik scientists decided to stay at MSU IIT after their stint as Balik scientists. But as an academic institution, we also need to have a more careful planning in setting up our faculty development programs. We talk about different challenges in technology, we talk about different challenges in engineering. But if we don't have a more strategic faculty development program, then ERDT, ASTART, and Balik scientist programs will just be there, and we will not be able to take advantage of all those programs. And we might, if we don't have a more strategic faculty development program, we might end up reskilling our current and future workforce. And as an academic institution, one of our goals is to produce an innovation-ready workforce, a workforce that would at least make our city smart. Our research direction is somehow attached to our faculty development program. The third point that I want to emphasize is on cooperation with industries and communities. Collaboration and cooperation among the different disciplines and with the different sectors in our society is critical to solving big problems. Dr. Paringit made mention about appropriate technologies for industry competitiveness, sustainable energy, sustainable transport, among other things. These are issues and concerns that require an early dialogue with industries and the community where we are. The mechanism to do this is for us, higher education institutions, to think and ponder. On the other hand, innovation in STEM fields, I would say, are relatively young. We also need to create an environment and spaces that promote open-mindedness among our faculty members, entrepreneurial mindset among our students, and collaboration with the different stakeholders. And this requires funding support. We talk about spaces like laboratories and innovation hubs. And we have different programs from the DOST, the NICER, the BIST, the RDLA, which Undersecretary DOST Undersecretary Guevara made mention earlier. And for us from MSU IIT, we thank DOST because we are able to set up the Microelectronics Lab, the Bioproducts Research Lab, and we have the TBI and the Fab Lab. These are spaces that would at least promote open-mindedness and collaboration with the different stakeholders. And the last one that I would want to emphasize is on looking beyond our own frontiers. As an academic institution, we should aspire to achieve international standards of originality, relevance, and quality of our researches. And as such, we also need to gain some international experiences. There are several modalities. We have the sandwich program, the faculty exchange, student mobility, visiting professorships. These are modalities that provoke international cooperations and partnerships. And made mentioned earlier by Undersecretary Guevara, also we have the NICER, the CRADLE, and all the other programs of the DOST that could also facilitate international collaborations and partnership. So those are all the 4 points that I would like to share to you this afternoon. May hapon.